revolution.
Bookmarklets on standby.
Log online, fan page loaded and ready.
Player stats, loaded. Health check, go.
Weapons check. Eyes check. Complete.
We have launched for the Informant podcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alrighty, welcome to the Rockin' Rollin' Informant podcast.
Ah!
Why are you so excited?
I'm not really.
It's the new year. He's just full of life in 2012 because, Doomsday's coming.
But New Year's is over. All that's over.
Yes, we're done with that.
It's a normal day. So people need to stop celebrating.
Everybody have their Christmas trees down?
Hell no.
Then it's not over. Well, that's
My
right. You
Christmas
can always
lights-
enjoy the Christmas trees at the casino.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
She will.
Well, we went out to dinner tonight, and there were still Christmas trees in front of the restaurant.
See?
And my boyfriend complained about it.
Yeah.
Well, not officially complained. He just said to me, they need to take that shit down.
Well, I heard that people wait until, I think that some cultures leave them up till the 8th because that is said to be when the wise men have passed.
Right.
And so you're supposed to leave your lights on so that they can find their way out of there.
After the Epiphany.
After, yeah, that's what I recently heard that. I've never heard it before, but something or another.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
Can they? Someone needs to tell my neighbors who leave their lights up till March this philosophy.
Yeah, I don't think we're waiting
If
for
I put lights on the house,
gods.
they'd stay up there all year round because there's no way I'm getting up to take them down again.
I think the clear ones are okay to keep up year round.
Right.
But like the obvious red and green ones, that needs to go.
Yeah.
I
Why
have to agree
spend
with
the
that.
time if you don't have the time to take it down?
Do you put lights up or Christmas trees or anything at all?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. So you're done.
I don't see it being a productive source of time.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I can see your point.
If I had kids, maybe, but I don't. So
That is the difference. I think when you
it's
have
all
kids-
ceremonial.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
my
just something.
dogs don't care if we put up lights or not.
No,
You
your
never
dogs
know.
would probably eat your ornaments.
Yes.
They eat everything. It's
That's
like
what I'm saying.
everything that could possibly be a toy is a toy. And
Well,
we
they
have
kill bees.
we have a pomegranate tree in our backyard, and
Nice.
they love to play with the pomegranates. And my dog's a Pomeranian, so it's kind of funny.
I want a pomegranate tree. I don't want a Pomeranian.
Now you don't want one because there's pomegranates drop all over the floor. or
Oh,
the
I bet.
carpet.
Yeah.
It's kind of a pain. We never eat them. They're not very good anyways.
Well,
Uh-huh.
But we always get a kick out of seeing them for sale at the grocery store.
because they're overpriced like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
You should throw them in a juicer.
You should set up yourself a little stand and be like Jen's Farmer's Market and sell pomegranates and Pomeranians.
No, my Pomeranian's not for sale.
Okay, good.
She's one of a kind.
Aw.
To me, anyways.
Well, I've been crazy busy. I haven't really had a whole lot of time to play. I'm hoping
Not
y'all
many
can catch
have.
me. I know it's been difficult through these holidays, and a million events and missions, and it's overwhelmed. So, anything new there, Pete?
Yeah, I'll talk quickly about something that we've released to the Golden Toolbar users again.
It's so unfair.
Yes, it is, but we can do it, so that's why we shall. In Brazil, there's now a new job district.
Secret district.
Secret district,
There
thank
we
you.
go.
Oh, God, maybe I should go first.
That's right. Probably so. And so when you reach the ruby level in that particular district, none of the buttons work. So we've released the dumb clicker that actually just goes in and will just click the buttons for you.
It's like a
instead
smart
of
button?
Typical,
It's the auto mouse.
Oh, nice.
yeah, it's like an
But
auto mouse.
spruced up.
Well, I
It's
haven't gotten that far yet. I didn't realize there was a
Spocketized.
problem.
Yep.
Well, it's been a problem for weeks. This was it was a glitch with the Lexington Hotel District, but nobody noticed it because nobody bothered doing jobs after they mastered it because the ratios sucked.
But the
But now we
ratios are
have-
pretty good.
No, exactly. They're very good in this new secret district. Guy, I forgot what it was called.
See, I
Backyard
jinxed you.
business. So now
Maybe I should go
everybody's-
first.
Yeah, everyone's doing the jobs now because there's incentive, and now everyone's noticing the glitch.
Back
I have been
alley
too busy.
business.
Okay, yeah.
The name that the Spocklet that I introduced, it released under the name RepeatJob Clicker
Right.
instead of Dumb Clicker. So
I like Dumb Clicker.
I just wanted to clarify that, if anybody's looking for it that has the golden toolbar and they search for it, and you may have to force a reload of your Spocklets, but
I thought you were making a joke when you said that.
no. It was supposed to be the Dumb Clicker because all it did was just click and click and click. So
I
anyway.
like Dumb Clicker.
But no, it came out under the name RepeatJob Clicker. So
Whatever.
yeah, and then I finished it obviously all the way through Ruby, and then that's when you notice that you don't see any of the loot you're getting, you don't see anything happening on the screen. And
Does
so
the script show you?
no, if you try running RepeatJob, it doesn't work with anything in the Ruby level because nothing renders back. It's a bug in the actual code of the job. And if you try to run it manually, you get the same problem. If you click on the button, you'll never see whether or not you get any new loot. And, in that particular district, you have to, get those loot items to get the extra skills, attack and defense, and the free skills that you can get for collecting 10, 25, and 50.
Uh-huh.
Those items will drop, but you won't see them actually drop on the screen. Normally, like when you do a job in Brazil or Chicago, where the screen kind of extends down, and then the items you collect kind of slide across the bottom on their loot slider. That doesn't happen after you've achieved full Ruby level on that particular secret district.
The job doesn't open up either, so it looks like nothing's happening.
Exactly.
But you are using energy and you are getting experience.
And you do collect loot.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can tell if you run the inventory history after and before and just click on it like a monkey, and then you'll see you did get loot. Well, it was annoying for my blog post because I like to do drop rate studies to compare the drop rates like in Ruby versus Bronze.
Right.
And had I known this glitch was still going to be there, you would assume they fixed it because they had 2 weeks. So I mastered it and then went to do the drop rate, and I was like, son of a bitch, it's still there.
Yep.
Well, they were on vacation too.
Well, no, this was before
the Lexington
holidays.
one, right?
Yeah, so they had ample notice. So I don't know, did they just not bother to fix it thinking not enough people would notice it, or they tried to fix it and they weren't able to?
Or they think they did. and
True.
blew it up.
Yeah.
I'm up for the blowed off.
Yeah, I am too, because I think they probably figured such a small percentage of players would actually utilize it. Because those jobs are very expensive in the Ruby district, although this time around it's a little bit better, in addition to the better ratios.
Oh yeah, because the highest one is 2.22%, and that's darn good.
That is good with no consumable or currency.
What are they thinking?
I don't know. They probably got sick of us bitching about it.
Not getting good ratios during these secret missions anymore.
Or they probably saw an underutilization of the feature, because I know when the first 2 came out and those ratios were good, everyone spent all their energy doing these districts. And then when the ratios got nerfed, everyone would master it and then be done with it and never go back. And they added that loot thing to get extra skill point bonuses, and that probably helped, but I'm not going to waste all that energy to get 5 skill points when, I could just go buy them in the marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Or ideally from a crafting timer, which is only 12 reward points.
Yeah.
So to me, it kind of looks like they probably sat down and they said, okay, our secret districts suck. Nobody likes them. How can we get players to use them? So maybe this is why. And the ratio is not that much greater than what you could do in Brazil, or Chicago, District 2.
Yeah.
But it's something, and I think people like to do different things. And there is one loot item that drops, not one of the 3 that they track, but the rare one, and it has a defense of 105. So if you didn't get to max out on standing jet skis when they had 3 times mastery.
I did not.
I didn't either, but it turns out I didn't need to, because now I have enough boss fight loot where those don't help me anymore. But, it's just another way to try to get some more higher end loot that will help your scores. That doesn't happen very often in the game.
Unfortunately.
I know.
So anything else there, Pete?
I'm trying to think. No. Yeah.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have been busy too with the holidays.
Yeah, and we've been getting a lot of how do I want to phrase it? Attacks on the idea that we actually collect money for the toolbar. Let me clarify something. People make donations to Spockholm because they enjoy the work we do. And we've decided as a group, Ike, Martin, and myself, that we felt it was in the best interest, and since we do all this for free and we don't ask people to pay for anything, if they donate, we appreciate it and we humbly appreciate it. But we've decided that we wanted to do something more than just say thank you with a response in an email when someone makes a donation. So that's in essence why we created the Golden Toolbar, and that's what that is. Then we decided for those people that actually donate a little bit more, and I guess there's been some confusion that, there's two features in the Golden Toolbar that we make available different than the standard toolbar. One is the Golden Toolbar users will get some Spocklets available to them sooner than the general public. That's just going to be common practice. You can't win, and it's like, okay, so we release stuff early to the the Golden Toolbar users, and then the general public's like, well, how come we didn't get it first? Well, you know what? For us, it's a philosophy of using that group as beta testers.
Mm-hmm.
And, it is a somewhat controlled group. And honestly, every time we release everything, or in the past, when we release everything out to the masses all at once, we get so many responses back, and we're only 3 people to run support. So by controlling it and releasing it to the Golden Toolbar users, they can respond back, tell us what's going wrong, we can get it fixed, and then by the time we release it on the general public, which is usually a couple of days later anyway, then we've had time to fix the last minute bugs that seep through that we didn't catch along the way, and then it saves us a tremendous amount of time, because remembering again, we technically do this for free. So, if we don't have to spend hours and hours answering the same questions and over again because we've actually fixed a bug before it gets out to the general public, that's in our best interest. And so
it's everything we always wanted Zynga to do for us.
That's exactly right.
It's just do it in small doses and then release to the masses when it's time.
And then those that have actually donated a bit more, $20 or more, we decided to offer like a backup service for their Spocklet settings. Now, we've taken some people not all too happy with the fact that they make a $1 or $5 donation and they don't get all the backup features and everything else. And sorry, that's just the way it's going to be. We would still do it on our own with our own dollars to keep the Spocklets running and everything else. But we're not going to turn away donations either that help us continue to move forward and do new things like the databases that we keep for the families, the Spock on Me service, Lincolnator, and all these different things that we've been able to do as a result of receiving some donations. But no, as far as charging a fee for service, that's not us, and that's not what we're going to do. So I just wanted to clarify that once more.
I got a nasty comment on my blog, too, because of that.
Yeah.
Really?
It's just people don't understand. Well, it was updated to $20, like Pete said, and someone told me I need to check my facts before I write. But that blog post was written way at the beginning.
Right. We didn't initially even have the idea of putting in any backup features. And then we decided, for us, and somewhat selfishly, some of the stuff that we put in our tools are stuff that we use ourselves, obviously. And it becomes something that, hey, this would be neat for us. And in this particular case, the backup features, Ike was in specific need of something that he wanted to be able to back up his settings with. And he says, well, why don't I just put it in the toolbar? And, it made all the sense in the world. And then we said, well, all right, but what happens now if 200,000 people out there start saving their data on the servers? We said, well, what if we just said, again, we're not asking anybody to pay for a toolbar or anything like that. There's plenty of paid toolbars out there. You can go get it wherever you want. But, if you contribute a donation to us, and a donation is a donation, you do it because you like what we do. There's no strings attached that says, we've got to provide you something back. We're choosing to do that. That is a choice that we have made as a group. So, and I had an epiphany. I was talking with Mike Nestor earlier today, and we were talking about Zynga. And when we were out there, we kind of realized the way that Zynga structures their group of people, and they have a team that is Mafiaville, and then they have a team that's Mafia Wars, and they have another team that's Cityville, and they have a team that's, the Zynga Poker. And I think I finally came to realize, and it probably has been staring everybody in the face for a really long time, by that structure, they have a group of programmers and support and everybody else that's on staff that just solely is dedicated to that particular project.